don't need $20 for the chicken.
Third week in a row.
Third week. Let it never be said that we aren't consistent.
I'm as surprised as you are that we're actually doing this again.
Third week in a row. We're back. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Full Tank.
Yes.
I'm Connor. I'm joined here with Ben.
Welcome.
How are you today, Ben?
I'm doing good. I made some chocolate peanut butter brownies the other day.
Nice.
I've been consuming, and I've been feeling awful about myself.
Good.
Yeah.
I ground down and worked tool parts all day at school.
Awesome.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And now I'm ready to talk about some Overwatch.
I'm ready to talk about Overwatch.
Me too. Okay.
Played a lot this weekend. Watched a lot.
I did the opposite because I had a very busy weekend with family visiting, but I did get to catch up on some exciting games that were really good. So
See, I'm a little upset because that was what happened with you last week.
Yeah.
And I'm visiting my girlfriend up at college this weekend.
So we're going to flop, and I'm going to have to know all the ins and outs.
I'm going to try to watch a bit of what I can.
Yeah.
It's upsetting because we have a big date night on Friday night, and that's the best slate of games this entire weekend.
What's going on Friday? What games
Friday
are
night.
on this Friday?
We'll just jump right into next week's matches. The Friday night games, 3 games. Paris Eternal versus the Vancouver Titans.
Whew.
Insane game. New York Excelsior versus San Francisco Shock.
Which we know how that's going to go. Actually, no, that one's going to be a little more. Okay.
It'll be a good game. San Francisco's going to run through a bit. They'll be aggressive. Excelsior is a bit more of a defensive team. It'll be a good matchup.
For sure.
And then we'll have the second week in a row, Dallas Fuel playing the Shanghai Dragons.
How did that scheduling happen? I don't understand that we have to face. We're going to go into it more later, but I'm a little worried for this rematch.
Because we shouldn't have won the first one.
Because we should not have. We will go over it later, obviously, but that's going to be a good day. That's going to be. I'm probably going to set aside the whole day to watch games on Friday. Whew.
How did scheduling go through with that?
Right. But anyway, this week we had some exciting games. We saw Paris, sadly, get their first loss, which I know you're bummed about.
It wasn't even a loss. They got destroyed.
They got rolled, which good for Atlanta.
Like, it was watching that game that made me stop watching it and started playing Overwatch for 8 hours straight.
So that was like the slippery slope.
Of course I had it on. Of course I had it on in the background to get my sweet Overwatch League tokens.
Oh, absolutely. Do you have enough for a new skin yet?
I'm like at 67 or something.
I
don't know what they were if they switch anything up, but now the tokens are doing you get 3 per map.
They did. In between seasons they announced that they were going to do more frequent and like slightly better drops, which I'm glad that they're doing.
I like that so much because I just got my Bastion Burn Blue skin.
Nice.
Beautiful. And I'm really interested to see what I'm going to get next.
I know what I'm getting next.
I got it on Saturday, and I was on the fence whether I wanted to get the Diva Dallas Fuel one.
Ooh, it's good.
Who is my best character.
Right.
Or Bastion, which I think looks 1,000 times better. And I've
wanted for
quite some time.
I know what I'm getting next. I'm getting the Baptiste skin. The Baptiste Fuel skin. Yeah, it looks really cool. I don't even know how I'm going to be with him at all. I'm probably going to be garbage with him when he rolls live. I haven't gotten too much time to play with him on PTR yet, but I don't care. I want to have that. He's got like his sash over his shoulder, and it's got the flame right on his shoulder, so you can see it all the time.
I've actually been in preparation trying to play him. I've been working on a lot more hit scan this past week.
Nice.
Insta-locking McCree, Tracer, not giving a fuck about what my team wants.
Absolutely not. Yeah, fuck the enemy or fuck your own team.
Yeah. And I've been playing a lot more Moira, just trying to get in the main healer swing of things.
Right.
I tried playing Ana for one game, but then I stopped.
Yeah, I have my moments with Ana, but I'm still never a good Ana.
But the one hero I probably have played the most out of like this entire past week of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Is Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
And now I'm on the fence again because I like how Wrecking Ball's Dallas Fuel skin looks better than the Devil one.
And Hammond is a lot of fun.
Like, just from playing a lot more Hammond, a lot more like trying to play Winston over the past week, I'm pretty bad at main tank.
Really? You can't get a hang of it?
I'm getting much better at Hammond, and I really want to get good at Hammond. But
he's a fun character to learn. I mean, so much of it is just movement, but even that is fun, you know.
Knowing how to pick off your squishies.
Yeah. Elbowing him in the face with your machine gun is always a fun way to kill off a Zenyatta.
And he's going to get better, which we'll talk about on the PTR notes.
We're going to talk about him on the PTR notes, and then we're also going to talk about Baptiste with his ridiculous healing on the PTR. Oh my God. But yeah, that's later. Week 3 was exciting.
I started doing my game predictions. I finished the week at 11-5.
Yeah.
2 of those incorrect guesses were at the hands of the Los Angeles Gladiators.
Of course.
I have tempered my expectations of that team. I thought they were better than they actually are.
I was watching a little bit of just kind of passively, I tuned into the Gladiators Spitfire game just to see how it was going while I was out with my family. And when I tuned in, Gladiators were getting absolutely rolled. That's all I remember seeing.
That was the game that their new Los Angeles Gladiators new Zarya player, Hitscan Decay, came in.
Ooh, we had a few new players coming in this week.
We did. Decay was the noticeable one. Apparently, that's his debut game. There was a big bidding war for him, apparently, the right to sign him.
Really?
He started on Zarya. And they looked strong out of the gate on Busan with Decay helping. Yeah. They looked better, but obviously they lost 2-1.
Right. Now, how did he look? Did he look good or...
Out of the gate, he looked good.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only map they won was on Volskaya.
Okay.
That was game 3. He looked good individually, but I think that Surefour is better for the team, the better glue to hold the team together. He's the
right. I've always considered him their kind of shot caller for that team. You know, I've always considered Surefour the base of that team.
Most definitely. He's obviously the shot caller of that team.
Oh,
the leader. But they're another great example, kind of like Philly Fusion, except Philly Fusion's better. Just like they're a good team that just is out of the meta right now.
Right. And hopefully we're going to get a lot of stuff shaken up soon.
Yes.
I hope that gets into League soon. I don't know if it will be in Stage 2.
I think it's going to be in Stage 2.
I would really like to see it be in Stage 2, but I know that they're probably...
starts first week of April.
I know they're probably going to want to give the teams more time to practice at a pro level, but man, do I want to see a new meta stuff coming out after this PTR comes out. I don't want to jump too much into it.
Like Los Angeles Valiant went from being the number 2 team last year to what? The worst this year? They're ranked the worst? Yeah, they're ranked 20th at 0-5. -7 map differential.
Negative. That's awful. It's also worth noting that poor Washington Justice is also at 0-4. The only two winless teams right now are Valiant and Poor Justice with a -9 differential.
I think Justice is frankly going to stay that way because I don't know anybody on that team. Granted, I haven't followed them whatsoever. I don't know how their DPS players are. Corey looks really good as their Zarya, so he might be pretty good if the meta shifts around.
Right.
But Justice have not been impressing me in the slightest.
No, not at all. And they've got nothing that's seeming redeeming in their future. I mean, maybe when new patch goes through, they'll find some more success, but right now, if things stay the way they are, they may end up the new Dragons.
My favorite game from this week, at least, but the one that made me the happiest was Shanghai Dragons 4-0ing the Chengdu Hunters.
I should have watched that one because I do want to see them doing well. Even against Fuel this week, I was like, I'm excited to see them doing decently now, you know?
By all accounts, Dallas Fuel should have lost against the Shanghai Dragons, and they probably will this week.
I think we might, which is very upsetting, but at least it's to the Dragons, I guess, a little less of an embarrassment to lose to now.
They're a strong team. They completely reworked their entire team.
For sure.
And looked amazing.
Gamsu this week, in our match, was looking insane on main tank. Like, I feel like I can compliment them because they deserve compliments now.
The one I like was
them. What's that?
Ding for the Dragons. I think he's their off-tank player. He played Sombra. On one of the maps, he got 30 hacks over 7 minutes without dying.
He built EMPs every 70 seconds in one of their fights.
Oh my.
In one of their matches. He was going insane on Sombra.
Yeah, he looked good. It's sad not seeing Gaguri in because Gaguri is great. But obviously, I want to see the Shanghai Dragons win some more.
Me too.
And
Not
this is what
necessarily
lets
against
them
us.
win.
Let's just talk about that game since we're already into it. It was exciting. I mean, there was a lot of sloppiness out of both of us.
Yeah.
Obviously, more majorly on the side of the Dragons because, you know, well, the C9 heard around the world.
What I loved, well, going back, what I loved about their game against the Chengdu Hunters,
Yeah.
well, it was a 4-0. Meaning what the Chengdu Hunters do is they barely win their games. They're 2-2 right now, with a -6 map differential.
Whew.
Meaning they 3-2'd both of their wins, and then they got 0-4 in both games that they lost.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So are Chengdu Hunters just bad? Is that what we're to extrapolate from that?
I feel like they're the college football player, like
Right.
the college football quarterback, just got drafted, and he starts tearing up, especially if they're like a running quarterback. We're talking sports ball here on our Overwatch podcast.
Absolutely.
But what usually happens, for those of you who don't follow football, is that there'll be a rookie quarterback that just tears up the NFL, usually a running quarterback in his first year, because nobody has any game tape on him. He's fresh. Nobody knew how he would adapt to the NFL. That's always the case. And then usually down the line, they're not as good because they know how these players tick. And
Right.
They can easily plan against it. And I think that's what's with the Chengdu Hunters and their non-conventional run hammered on every map compositions.
Right. I think that they're not going to continue this kind of half and half.
Yeah.
It's going to very quickly start sloping down for them.
Their wins were against a Guangzhou Charge team. That's their best win easily, right?
Right.
Because they should have. Guangzhou looks great. They should have lost by all accounts.
Right.
And they will beat the Florida Mayhem.
Oh.
Both of these teams are very well prepared against playing these conventional compositions. Like Florida Mayhem is great at playing against GOAT. They know how to counter GOAT, and that's what they game plan for.
And we saw that in their match this week that they won.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
They lost. Florida Mayhem lost this week against.
Or I'm sorry.
Houston.
Yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot.
And I said Houston was going to win that game because they have some different DPS players. They're used to playing a lot of these more funkier comps, which is why I thought Florida was going to lose. Because Florida, I think, could have a good team, but they're playing against comps that are not meta, and that's how they lose.
Right.
I don't know where I was going with this point. Oh, yeah.
I don't either, but...
Shanghai and Seoul are both two very solid teams that have good communication, work together. They can act as a well-oiled machine. And Chengdu's non-conventional compositions don't throw them off, which is why they got 4-0'd by both of them. So Shanghai can look like a well-oiled team when they want to be.
Right.
Well, let's change pace. Let's go against their Dallas game.
Right.
Shanghai was the better team.
Yeah.
Let's get out of the gate right now. Right out of the gate. Shanghai was the better team that played on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. And they absolutely should have won.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they didn't, but that was some bullshit from them. Because there were a couple. I mean, there was one C9 that was less of a C9
so
on
here's
Volskaya.
How it worked. Here's how this game worked.
Yeah.
Map 1 was on Ilios.
Yes.
I believe. Ilios. Dallas won because Dallas is one of the best control map teams in the league.
They are.
Like, if you play them on King of the Hill, you're probably going to lose because Dallas is really good at playing King of the Hill.
Yeah. We were best on King of the Hill last year, even. You know.
Yeah.
That was the only maps that we would win last year.
I feel good about that. That's just good.
Yeah,
knowing we
that's
can
good play.
And then they got absolutely manhandled the next two maps.
Well, yeah, the Numbani map was just such a snowball right out the gate. Do you remember? It was right out the gate. I think it was who is Dragon's Ana? Was it Youngjin?
Maybe.
I think that was their Ana this week. And Youngjin just threw a sleep dart out of spawn and hit RCK while he was scouting up in front.
Oh,
and
yes, I remember that.
That just snowballed into them just rolling over us on Numbani. That basically that entire map. I think we made it to, like, they full capped and we maybe made it to the first half of the first push. We just got absolutely rolled. And then what was the next map after that?
Volskaya. Volskaya went 5-4.
That's right. That was the long game.
Yeah.
And
from what I remember, Shanghai got like 2 minutes in the last, going into their last thing. They that map finished 5-4.
Yeah.
Like, Dallas just looked sloppy. The Numbani map went 3-2. Dallas wasn't able to finish. It was sad. But they 2-0'd on Ilios because they're really good at playing control.
Of course.
By all accounts, they should have lost.
Right. And then, obviously, the big match, the Dorado match, the new meme.
I did not watch.
You didn't watch the Dorado map?
I just saw that we somehow won. And by the fact that we somehow won, meaning I guess they C9'd horribly.
It was a hard C9. So what happened was they pushed us super far back on the first overtime push, right?
Yeah.
And they fought us back and they capped first point on Dorado. Yeah. And what they were expecting was the grace timer off of capturing a point to continue. Mm-hmm. And I think it might have been Youngjin again, who was on Brigitte at that point, was supposed to be on cart, but forgot that if you step off even in overtime, I think he forgot that they were in overtime or something.
It's ridiculous.
And was trying to take advantage of the 10-second delay in between the gate opening and started to run away and then just C9'd and lost.
Yeah.
And then we had the easiest push ever because that first push on Dorado is a given, you know.
As soon as Shanghai C9'd and we pushed for a game 5, I knew Dallas was going to win.
Because it was control.
It was control.
And what was that last map? It was
Nepal.
Nepal, and we just rolled over them. We almost got taken down in the second round.
Yeah.
But we held them to 99 and then came back and won the entire thing.
We 2-0'd Ilios. We 2-0'd Nepal for game 5.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we need to do. We just need to 2-0 our control maps and we win.
Our control maps have they always been the overtime map, the game 5 map?
Yeah, they always save control maps for overtime because there's no way to tie that one, you know.
I really want to see at the end of the season how many game 5s Dallas have had,
right?
And if they've won them.
We'll tally that all up because it's going to be probably most of them.
I want to make a note for that.
Oh yeah, but as far as the actual gameplay went, Gamsu and OGE was such a good main tank matchup to watch.
Yeah.
They were on fire that game. Both of them. When they were both on Winston, both of their alts were stalling, controlling points, getting kills. OGE had a few, like I think he knocked a few people off on Numbani on that first curve.
Yeah.
At one point, he was going insane. His jumps are off the hook. OGE is one of the best main tanks in League right now.
On the flip side of that, AKM had a bad game.
He did, but
self-admittingly, he said he had an awful game.
Yeah, he did. He did what he needed to do as Zarya, but OGE and RCK definitely had to pick up a lot of slack this time. But it's AKM. He's going to be fine. I'm sure he just had an off week.
Yeah.
But even with him playing not in his best mode, he's still a better. Yeah, he's still better than Effect. He was still better than DM on Zarya for sure.
Easy.
He was kicking DM's ass, and he did what he needed to do with his grabs. Still, he was still setting up the good Diva Bomb RCK plays, and there weren't I think too many huge RCK bombs this game.
I don't think so.
There were some double kills, you know. But that's all you need. That's a one fight. But yeah,
I mean, any pick is really what you need.
Yeah, he got a little carried this week. I'd say my player of the match for that game was OGE for sure. Mm-hmm. DM looked really sloppy this week. Diding on Sombra was really impressive.
Oh my goodness.
I think he was better than RCK for most of the game.
Yeah.
And that's just because RCK, I still want to see AKM being on Sombra, but I know that's never going to happen anymore.
No, not at all. Until Goats isn't the meta.
Right,
I think.
Right. When you don't absolutely need a Zarya on every game.
Speaking of C9s, there was not just this one this week.
Really?
The very last game, New York Excelsior versus Seoul Dynasty.
Oh, no.
Seoul had a fat C9.
What happened? I didn't see that.
Oh, God. I believe it was on Volskaya, I'm pretty sure. New York Excelsior won 1-0.
Yeah.
I think they just got pushed off and didn't make it back in time.
Oh my God.
Really sad and really funny.
How much do you think they lose it when they do something like that? Like the most fundamental, basic rule that's drilled into every goddamn player's head, you know?
I think it hit them pretty hard because New York Excelsior closed it out with a 3-0 win on Dorado the very next map.
Right. I mean, you can't. The mentality is just completely gone after that, especially when you're doing well. Like the Dragons must have been so drained after they were doing really well on Dorado.
Yes.
And just to have that just get shat away, you know.
Now, I know you don't want anything to do with that game, but if there's one part that you should watch, it has to be the Numbani map for New York Excelsior versus Seoul Dynasty.
Okay.
Seoul won that 1-0. That was some of the best defensive Overwatch I have ever seen.
Really? Wow. Okay, yeah, I'll go watch that.
It was like the defense from both sides on that was incredible. I think Seoul barely got ahead of that.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
Well, I remember watching what's his name? The little that I did watch of that game, I saw, I believe his name is Mank. Is that their Winston? Did I just autocorrect. Yeah, Mono was popping off on Winston.
Great. Jonak, player of the game.
Yeah, Jonak was just destroying Rujong on support the entire game, which of course, because it's Jonak.
That's what I noticed too. Jaehong was not having the best game that entire game.
So
what was in my notes was specific, like for that game in specific. Yeah. I wrote, even a solid Seoul team looks like shit compared to New York Excel.
Right. And that's so telling of how damn unstoppable New York is probably going to be this year, because I think they know that they need to go to finals this year because of how close they were last year, you know? They've really got to go to finals, and how deserving they are.
This is how good the New York Excelsior are in a tank-based meta. This is not even considering Pine or Savioldi, Flower, playing in dominating on DPS.
With PTR coming up, that might be the reality. And we might be back to just that insane high-intensity DPS gameplay again. And I will be so excited if that's what comes of this PTR patch. Mm-hmm. That it's the jolt that this game needs right now, especially for the pro scene. It's gonna hopefully, I don't want to say save Overwatch or anything like that, but it's definitely gonna make the player base interested, and if it does what it needs to do right, it's gonna make the player base way more satisfied for the next rest of Overwatch League Season 2, hopefully.
Yes. We can talk about PTR next. There's not much else I want to talk about. The Seoul Boston Uprising game, it was fun seeing Jaehong start one of the maps on Bastion.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Note, the Diva player of the Boston Uprising is by far the best at getting Diva bombs in the entire league. My note on that, he was the player last year known for just picking people off with his huge Diva bombs.
Oh, man.
My note from this game was RCK wishes he was Note.
Right. RCK wishes the actual flanking, like, can be away with just a Lucio RCK Diva, you know?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
RCK did do better this week. He's getting better with staying with the team. He was fine. He did get caught out by that sleep dart on Numbani, but I think that was just because he was scouting out, you know, for team comp. I can't 100% blame him for that. I know you want
supposed to do his Diva.
Right.
I mean, his Sombra.
Right. Yeah, when you don't have a Sombra. Do you want to complain about him this week, or are you going to give him a break?
Well, like I said, I was passively watching most of the games this week because I was playing so much Overwatch.
Yeah.
So I don't have much to talk about in any of the games.
Then I am totally fine with getting right into PTR stuff.
Just a couple other notes. San Francisco Shock, Hangzhou Spark. Shock looked great. I loved it. They were playing aggressive. They were playing unafraid.
Good.
Specifically, Shock on Anubis were the team that I knew they could be. They were playing so good on that map. I really hope that they won that map now.
Who's your second favorite team right now?
My second favorite team, I think it has to be the Vancouver Titans.
Really? I was gonna guess for you, I was gonna put it between Eternal and Shock right now.
I think we've been a bit bamboozled in a lot of predictions with Paris, considering that it's week 3 and they've only played 3 games versus some teams who have 6.
Right. Oh, I didn't
New York Excelsior is 6-0 and have played obviously 6 games. Paris Eternal are 2-1 after playing 3. It's ridiculous.
I didn't realize that they had played that little amount of games.
Like that means Paris is playing like 4 games in the next 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I Vancouver Titans is really looking good. And I've been liking watching them.
Fun team to watch.
Yeah.
There were a couple stats that they were showing throughout the game. Bumper is Reinhardt during teammates this season, ranking first in hero damage per 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
13,880.
That's insane. On just tanks?
Yeah, as Reinhardt. Out of
That's
16
Reinhardt.
Total players, 100 minimum team fights.
Yeah, he's really good at Ryan.
Win rate following first elimination. 100% first in the league.
So basically, if they get the first pick, if he gets the first pick with Reinhardt,
100% always wins.
That's hilarious.
And first death, 20% last in the league.
Wait, he has the 20% lowest death rate?
I think that's what it means. I'm not entirely sure because it was very ambiguous.
That sounds like what it means, and that would make sense for him.
Either way, it's great because if it means first death at 20%, if that's a high number, as in last in the league, that's hilarious because he's stupid aggressive, and I love it.
Right.
If it's a low number compared to the other main tanks, as in 20% is a really good low number to have as first death, that's even better. That just means he's a great Reinhardt player that we already know he is.
Yeah. They're probably gonna move up to my second favorite team. Honestly, I think that it's between them and I want to say Atlanta because I'm really liking watching Atlanta too.
DeFran's been great.
DeFran is always just fun to watch.
He's hilarious to watch. Every single Ilios he's on Torbjorn.
Yeah, and he knows that he's gonna do well with it because I'm sure he's probably played that Ilios Torbjorn map thousands of times at this point.
Every single time they've played Ilios, he's been on Torbjorn at first for that.
God bless him.
You need to game plan around that. But the other player on Vancouver, the other stat was Seo Min-soo on Zarya on the Nepal map. 11,000 damage, specifically 10 ultimate kills, 10 final blows, 26 high energy kills, which is 26 eliminations and 0 deaths.
Oh my god.
All of his kills were high energy kills, and he didn't die.
Sumitsu is one of the best Zaryas.
So Zarya is like the best character right now.
Yeah, Zarya is the best character. He's one of the best Zaryas, so they're the second best team right now. That's how it works.
And another reason why I like seeing Chengdu lose. It was on their game against Shanghai on Volskaya. Jinmu on Pharah got a 5k barrage.
Really? I did not see that.
Still lost Volskaya.
Oh no. How does that happen?
I believe that game finished like 5-4 or 4-2, something like that.
Yeah.
Both teams, they got like a ton of time in the bank. They both got like 5.5 minutes in the bank that game.
Right.
Which is incredible.
There were a lot of, Volskaya is prone to getting these 5-minute overtimes.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you can snowball Assault map so hard, which is another reason why everybody hates Assault, because in what I've discovered, which is why people don't like playing Assault, the games just tend to drag on because minimum amount of time, minimum is different, but there's 8 potential minutes to capture points on offense, not including overtimes.
Right.
Like, you could just hold them to the end, overtime, on the first point, but if they get it, there's another 4 minutes at least of game left.
Right.
And it can just drag on. And especially, these maps are known to snowball a ton, which is why you have Shanghai Chengdu finish 5-4, meaning Shanghai gets 3 offenses, and there's so much time in the bank. Those games just drag on because you keep having to attack. You can snowball them so hard.
And then to see them end in like a tie or anything, oh my god.
It's just not fun to watch.
It's not.
Honestly, the worst part about the new Paris map is that it's Assault.
Right. It's their most visually pleasing map, I think, so far. It's so pretty.
They have a fully functioning piano, but it's still ruined by the fact that it's 2 capture point.
Right. They've got a robot that sings to you that you can shoot and is immortal, but it's a 2 CP, so everyone's going to hate it.
Like, honestly, that's poor game design right there. If the worst part about your new thing is that the way the game is.
The game mode. Yeah.
The game mode.
Oh.
Like,
It's depressing.
It'd be like if they made it a brand new map from scratch, extremely interesting corridors, everything, and it's only available on Skirmish. Like,
right. Oh, okay. So PTR, the next patch.
Talk about
It's
first. We'll talk about the patch.
Yeah.
Second, I want to just go in and talk about Baptiste, the new hero.
Right. So we figured out that we were shockingly. I'm shocked personally that we were completely off on our predictions.
A lot of it was off, but there were some things that we actually got right.
I did call the gas in the canisters, didn't I?
And that was the only thing we got right.
I called it.
He called
Hell
it.
yeah. He didn't have an alt that I don't know what I came up with. I don't even remember anymore.
Throwing
I probably
health
came up with
kits.
Yeah, throwing health kits. He didn't put ooze down or anything. He didn't put jet propulsion boots on, or he did have the jet propulsion boots on, but he did not put down a spray that made everyone jump higher.
They didn't give him a portal gun. Just
what the hell?
Game design. Didn't give him a crowbar, but
come on, Blizzard.
Yeah, but Baptiste, the new Haitian hero.
It's exciting. I'm very excited to play him.
He's a high skill hero. High skill healer. Really dope. His primary fire is a 3-shot burst.
Yep.
Which is really neat because the day before he dropped, I believe on the Overwatch Reddit, somebody posted a big document of all the types of guns, of traditional guns we've seen in shooters before that are currently in Overwatch. Right. And then a list of traditional ones that still aren't in it. And one of them was 3-shot burst. And sure enough, now we have it.
There we go. What were some of the other ones out of curiosity?
Oh, God. I'll find this. Oh, God. It was like a week and a half ago.
But anyway, at any rate, his triple burst feels good. It's only got a little bit of the recoil on it, but it always resets down to where you were aiming. So you're always pretty accurate with it. I mean, if McCree players are going to like it because if you know how to handle the fan the hammer recoil, it's a little similar, but you get to be farther range now. His secondary fire, which is the one that I called, his grenade launcher, puts out a little grenade that does burst healing. I think it's, 50 or 75 per shot?
That's a good question.
I think it's 50, but it's a small AoE, and it's pretty instantaneous. It kind of boosts him up.
It does not affect him, though. That is important to note.
It doesn't affect him, so you can't shoot it in the ground, which is good for balance because he would be immortal if that could happen.
Oh my goodness.
He would be the most annoying character in the game if he could heal himself with his own grenades. His ammo reserve is on a shared ammo count, so if you reload once, both of them reset for the primary fire and secondary fire. You have 10 grenades. You have 10 grenades and I think 30 pulse rounds, I want to say. Maybe 40.
45, actually.
45.
Meaning he has 15 shots.
So he has an insane amount of uptime just dealing damage or healing. He's in the front lines. He's going to be doing a lot of stuff. Or he's going to be kind of mid-range hero, but he's going to be constantly doing things. I think pushing Ana aside a little more because she's got, so much less time in between dealing damage, healing, and reloading. Whereas Baptiste can almost weave in a primary fire in between every secondary fire. He's constantly doing something.
I'm very interested in seeing if there's anybody doing clip combos like that.
He's going to be constantly firing, constantly healing. His E, I think it is a AoE burst heal that does affect him. So this is his self-sustain.
Yes, it's his self-sustain. For all intents and purposes, he's going to make Goats better. And I think Goats is still going to be around.
Do you think so? Okay.
We'll talk about that after all the changes get in.
We'll go into all the changes. Yeah. I think that one's for more. That one might be for 150, but it ticks over time. It's similar to the Lucio heal. I do wish it would flash an animation of where the heal affected, because I have no idea the range on it. And that's what I noticed playing with him. I wish there was just a quick pulse,
Like that was people's complaint with Brigitte when she pops her ult. Isn't that right?
Right.
I don't know if they added that yet, but
That's in the game. She has her circle around her.
Did they add that? Okay.
Yeah, they just need to do something that pulses out really quick, just because it shows that perfectly, because it's not something where if you press E and then somebody around a corner comes to you, it doesn't heal them. It's not like over time it heals. It just tags everyone in your radius and they can move wherever. They don't need to keep line of sight on you, which makes it really good.
I think that would be a nice little addition. But now, on to what makes him necessary in literally every single game. He's going to be picked in literally every single game. Because his other ability is his immortality shield.
His immortality shield.
He brings a little drone. A little drone pops up. Or not even pops up. He throws it at the same arc as his right-click grenade launcher.
Right.
The exact same arc. I was watching one of Jane's videos, him trying out Baptiste. And he was like, wow, you can throw this thing so far across the map. Think of it like he's trying to throw something like a Torb turret. It's like a Frisbee. Yeah. How it throws. It's ridiculous.
Which, I mean, you're rarely going to get use from that because you want to use it close range. But, I do want to see a clip of somebody Hail Marrying a invulnerability field out of, some
these
spawn.
Defensive teams, it's going to be an overtime, and people are going to stagger onto the point trying to keep pushing overtime. You're going to have a Baptiste yeet out a immortality shield to try and contest it for a bit.
Think pushing out of point or pushing out of Dorado. You can throw it over to the ledge if you're defending into the fight.
Well, say you're on King's Row on the defense trying to stop that payload from hitting the end. You want to throw your immortality shield right on there so that your teammate who's still trying to contest can actually survive a bit.
So how it actually works is it comes out after you throw it. It comes out and forms a cylinder. The cylinder is about, I'd say, the radius of Winston's bubble. Wouldn't you say?
Just about. I haven't seen it much because I haven't watched much of it.
But it goes straight up.
250 health on the drone.
Yeah, and what it does is it lets you take damage still, but you can't go below, I think it's about 20% health. You cannot go below that no matter what. And that does mean that it does protect you from Diva bombs, tracer bombs, Junkrat tires, all of the instantaneous damages. You will not die. You will get that. You'll go down to 20% health, but it will destroy the invulnerability droid and take you down to 20% health, but you will still survive.
Think of it as like a Zenyatta Transcendence, except better, and it's a cooldown ability.
It's a cooldown. It's a big cooldown.
It's a 20-second cooldown, so it's not as much as Res, which I think after a bit, it's going to be like Res.
Right. I mean, this is it's a stall tactic. It's a combo breaker, you know?
It has to be the best cooldown in the game, right?
I think it might be. I don't know what else compares to that. As far as just it wins team fights, or it completely defends team fights if you need it to, you know?
Yeah, it has a fat cooldown. It's 20 seconds, which makes it the second highest cooldown in the game, apart from Mercy's Res, which is at 30.
Right.
It's so insane.
I know there's going to be you're going to play it every time you run into a Zarya. You're going to play it every time you run into a Diva. You're going to play it every time you run into a Doomfirster or a Rhine, you know?
Here, I'll just stop you right there. You're always going to play Baptiste.
You're always going to play Baptiste.
In what situation are you not going to be playing him?
There's an ability that he will counter from every team comp, you know?
Looking at it currently, there's a bunch of other PTR changes with with Baptiste, there are a total of 19 total characters that have some form of change.
Big old PTR change.
Out of 30, nearly 2/3 of the entire roster has been affected by this PTR change. What I liked about the PTR change, which they haven't done at all unless something was grossly overpowered, they've been continuously tweaking the character changes on PTR.
They have.
Which is something we haven't seen really before.
And they need to.
They dump their characters, they dump their changes on PTR, and just fix bugs. Right. What they've been doing, they dropped it on PTR, I believe it was Tuesday last week, and continuously there's been 2 or 3 PTR changes where they were tweaking characters to test out.
Right. Really quick, before we go back into the PTR, the last ability on Baptiste, his ultimate.
Well, no. He has one more ability.
Okay. Oh, wait, yeah, he's got 2 more.
He has a cool fun ability.
He's got the cool fun ability, which is his
you
jump.
can hold down his crouch. You hold down crouch for a certain amount of time, and then
Yeah.
like a little. It's kind of like Tracer's blink kind of appears on screen, where he
Right.
holds it down and he can have a super jump.
And that's just it's fun. It's
fun.
gonna
It's
gonna lead to
extremely
getting
necessary.
picked off by Ashe, and it's gonna lead to getting picked off by Ashe and Widowmaker a lot. But yeah, it's necessary.
Honestly, that's the worst part of his kit because like he can easily outposition himself with that, and I think that's good for balance. But I think it's genius because it helps with his kits so much. Like with his grenade launcher, he wants to be able to like his grenade launcher heals people, and the bounce that he can give himself with that lets him see his team better, lets him get height, lets him be able to hit his targets better. I think it probably wasn't necessary, but it's a nice little addition that just makes sense while being fun.
Yeah. And speaking of fun and interactive, his ultimate is, I don't remember what it's called.
Neither do I.
He basically puts up a tiny Symmetra shield that you can shoot through. It's
little like...
It's a little box. It's not. It doesn't even have like any width or depth to it. It's just
a little
one line.
Square that pops up on screen. It was originally blue/red, but they changed its color to like a green, see-through green, because it was a nice little change because now people won't think it's a shield.
Right.
So what you can do with this is anything that goes through it, any damage you fire through it, or any healing that goes through it, that you do is doubled.
Healing is the big one for this one.
Healing is
because
for him.
He now has basically two ultimates. He has invulnerability field.
Yes.
And if that doesn't work, or if you don't have that on cooldown, hey, you just pop up your ult and then you shoot your grenade through that, and you can heal your way through a trance or a graviton dragon strike easily.
There's so many interesting things about this. About what this actually entails. Widow can headshot tanks now.
Widow can headshot tanks now.
We'll talk to it in a bit when we talk about some of the other characters.
Yeah.
But when we were supposed to record yesterday, but Connor wanted to watch his matches, which is fair. But yesterday, I wore my Bastion shirt solely for the recording because Bastion is gonna be back.
Bastion is gonna be back.
He's going to mow people down. I think bunker compositions are going to be big right now.
They're going to be big, which luckily for me means Sombra is still going to be probably played a good amount, which is exciting. But we're going to see more Orisa hopefully come back in.
His amplification matrix doubles damage of healing and damage through it.
But anyway, it's going to be incredibly strong. It's going to just provide a huge amount of burst healing, and coupled with his invulnerability field, it's going to make for some weird comps and weird team fights too.
This is just pure armchair speculation.
Go ahead.
But Baptiste is going to be played in every single comp. Why wouldn't you play a character who has an ability that just nobody can die as long as they're in this?
Right. It's going to be insane.
I'm very honestly, he's going to make GOATs better.
So I wonder with this, because there's obviously going to be a lot of new comps coming out. I think that bunker comp is going to be a decent mainstay. And what I'd like to see out of that comp would be Baptiste, Roadhog, Orisa, Bastion, and then two other healers.
So here's what I think is going to be the main healers you're going to play. It's going to be Baptiste, Mercy every single game.
Right.
You're going to be playing two main healers, I think. Easy.
And then what do you run on side? Do you run a Zenyatta? Do you run a Lucio?
No.
Lucio, probably.
No. We'll get to that. We'll get to the PTR changes in a second, because I want to talk about Lucio. Okay. This PTR change, the biggest loser, in my opinion, is Lucio.
Do you think?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec, but
okay.
I think Bunker Comp's going to come back. I like Roadhog. I think Roadhog's going to see more play because of this.
I hope so, too.
All the buffs to DPS characters, I don't know if Roadhog's actually going to be able to do anything.
Right.
They buffed every single DPS character, or they changed every single DPS character, basically.
Right.
Because nobody plays DPS anymore, because GOATs is meta.
Right.
But the bunker composition that we'll probably see, Orisa, easy.
Yeah.
Because Orisa got slightly better as well. We'll talk about that. Roadhog, maybe, because Roadhog pairs nicely, but I think Diva is still going to see a ton of play.
Me too.
Because in
Yeah.
what situation is it ever bad to play D.Va and you can eat
None.
projectiles? Those will be them. Maybe Roadhog will be in for a third slot, but I easily see Bastion coming in on defense, or not even defense, just as an offense bunker character. Widowmaker / Junkrat probably,
Oh,
and then
I
Mercy
would love to
Baptiste.
see. I would love to see more Widow and Junkrat.
I think Widowmaker's coming back easy.
I hope so much. I want to see more Widow. That's the exciting stuff.
all the DPS characters are getting basically better.
Right.
Makes Widowmaker better.
Right.
Everybody's gonna be playing Baptiste. Widowmaker becomes better.
Boom. The basic changes, just the general changes that came with this new PTR change. Armor. Beam type damage is now reduced by 20% when hitting armor, and damage over time effects are no longer mitigated by armor.
Yes.
So basically that means that beam weapons like Zarya's
left click,
and Symmetra's, I don't know if that counts for Winston's cannon.
No idea.
I don't know if he counts as a beam type.
I surely hope it doesn't, because that'll just make Winston even worse against characters.
And then damage over time no longer mitigated on armor. That just affects
Ash's Dynamite, Widow's Mine, I think.
I don't think there's many other damage over time abilities.
Yeah. I was thinking about that because I wanted to talk about that. I think it's just those two mainly. Damage boost. Damage boost changes. This is interesting. This is an indirect nerf to Mercy, is an indirect nerf to Pharah. Right. Damage boost now is only applied when a projectile is fired, rather than when it hits.
So why does that change it for Pharah?
So here's the thing. So the combination that you always see with Pharmacy, the Mercy always alternated between healing Pharah, always, and then quickly switching to damage boost when the rocket is just about to hit targets.
Right.
That's how Pharmacy was played.
But now you just flop it.
Well, see, now what it is that... Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you while you're... you shoot, you get the timing down, which a good Mercy player knows the timing of Pharah rockets. You switch to damage boost really quick and then switch back to healing. I played, trust me, I played a bunch of Mercy. You do. It's more skill-based. It's more skill-based now.
It's more switch up bit, but I think it's still directly worse.
Right. I think that now affects, so you need to be damage boosting a Hanzo when he shoots his Dragon Strike to get the boost off on it, which is good because I thought it used to have to be you had to damage boost him through the whole duration of the ult.
No.
It wasn't that?
I thought they got rid of that, frankly.
I thought they had that still. I don't know, but I was always told to damage boost Hanzo through ult.
Yeah, and it kind of nerfs Orisa a slight bit, but I don't think it's anything meaningful.
Right, because she's kind of, a good Orisa would be fine with it, no matter what.
Well, it's just the Pharah fires a rocket and then gets supercharger.
Right.
It's not much.
Knockback.
This is the big one. This is the big one.
This is the actual big one for the general stuff. All knockback distance is now consistent, which is affecting everyone mostly, but it's really affecting D.Va, Orisa, Lucio, and Pharah.
That's just a nice quality of life thing. But then it's heroes that are flying can now be knocked back and slowed. This is huge. This makes D.Va's flying ability worse. It makes her be able to be booped more. It makes Hammond worse. It makes Pharah worse.
Yeah, that's going to be rough for all of them.
I get it. I get it because it makes it feel more realistic.
Right.
But it's just going to be so weird to get used to.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot because we're used to the jankiness of the current system,
Like, obviously, the big one on this is to affect D.Va. Imagine trying to get D.Va bombed, but your Brigitte knocks it away.
Oh wow, that'd be fun. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. I'd be fine with that.
And then a couple just sound changes.
Yeah, sound changes. Just the dull hit of doing damage and not actually dealing damage to invulnerability field. And then damage boosted.
That's what I was thinking.
Shots.
Like, I saw new sound plays when you land a hit but doesn't do any damage. I'm like, what does that apply to?
Yeah, it's just invulnerability
now.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe it will apply to Zarya bubbles.
Okay.
But I think that's it.
That's fair.
And then
before we dive into heroes, I want to go back to the popular weapon archetype still missing in Overwatch. So it broke it off into 2 areas: archetypes we have in the game and archetypes that have yet to been added.
Mm-hmm.
So sidearm pistols, Mercy, Diva, we have that. Assault rifles, Soldier, Bastion.
Yep.
Shotguns, Reaper, Roadhog.
Right.
Gatling, Heavy Machine Gun, Bastion, Orisa, Wrecking Ball. Rocket Launcher, Vara.
Mm-hmm.
Sniper, Widowmaker, Bolt Action Rifle, Ash, Ana. Uzi, Submachine Gun, Sombra.
One of my favorite weapons in the game.
So the little tickle gun's great.
It's so satisfying to kill people with that.
The bow, you have Hanzo. Melee weapon, Rein, Brigitte, Genji. Grenade launcher, Junkrat. Hand cannon, McCree.
Yeah.
Okay, archetypes that have yet to been added. The first one was burst rifle, which is now in the game, like 2-shot burst, whatever. We now have that because that's what Baptiste's gun is.
Yep.
A couple of other ones. The overheat energy gun.
That's true.
We don't have an overheat in the game, which I actually thought would be pretty interesting to be added.
Oh, and I hope they don't.
Give me a fat tank character that has a big-ass gun.
That overheats.
Overheats over time.
Oh, God. That would be annoying. Crossbow, okay.
A slow fire projectile thing like that would be pretty interesting.
I would see that being on a character that's slow firing projectile, but is kind of, it doesn't arc like Hanzo's weapon, you know?
It just goes straight. I want a Widowmaker like sniper, like range-wise, but a projectile base with a different kit. That'd be interesting, actually.
That'd be interesting.
Railgun.
Okay. Yeah.
Straight up railgun. That'd be interesting.
I think the reason they couldn't do something with that is because railguns usually like go through multiple enemies, and I think they try to avoid that with this game, you know.
In particular, they listed a bunch of other guns that would emulate, and they specifically say the Spartan laser from Halo and Quake.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. Some other ones: light machine gun with increasing fire rate as long as the trigger is held.
Okay.
They listed Titanfall's Devotion. Basically, you're firing and it gets quicker. I mean, fire rate goes up more.
Or the new Apex weapon, the Havoc.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing a lot of Apex still.
Another one is the light machine gun with increasing precision as long as the trigger is held.
Like a Borderlands style weapon. Those are my favorite weapons in Borderlands.
Hyperion guns from Borderlands.
Oh, I love those.
It just scatters, but it gets increasingly more accurate. I think you could easily see that on like a Omnic style hero. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just get very robotic, get into there. Be cool if you see another Bastion like robot.
Well,
like
they
trooper like that.
They have so many that, I mean, they've teased a few robots they haven't shown anything from. Well, obviously we're gonna get the one McCree's sex robot eventually. I wonder what she's gonna be like.
What's that character's name?
I can't. It was like Ava or Eva or something.
Like Echo.
But Echo. There we go. Yeah. McCree's sex robot, whatever.
I would love to see them adding an Orisa-style robot, like from the Reinhardt Honor and Glory short that has that blade knife.
Oh, the one that cut off Reinhardt's eye.
I would love to see that as like a cooldown. You pull out the blade knife and do a couple slats.
And you do like a dash and you like bash into somebody but do damage.
Well, yeah, basically just give me Genji on my Orisa and that's all I need.
Right. Like it's a skill shot. Like it's really hard to hit, but if you hit somebody with it, you do like 200 damage or something.
Like the first day of the Symmetra changes when she had teleporter as a cooldown and I fought Bastions in the air in places they shouldn't be. That gave me nightmares. Right. If you're showing me an Orisa that Genji dashes into my face, getting trampled by that fucking mecha cow.
I would love it.
I would have therapy.
I would become whatever that character would be main.
Yeah, like, and then the two other ones they listed were lock-on missiles, which
we can't do that. We can't have that in this game.
Like Soldier's ult is an ult for a reason.
Yeah.
And then a straight-on flamethrower.
I don't think they're ever going to make that step because then they've officially become Team Fortress 2.
I mean, they've already talked about a lot of T2 stuff.
Of course, but I don't think they'll make that final step, you know, of becoming TF2.
One of the top comments on this post is, as a Lucio main, I would ask nicely if you would please remove lock-on missiles and never speak of this again.
I'm going to start introducing myself as that, as a Lucio main.
Yeah.
All right.
Lucio mains are going to be so upset.
Speaking of, yeah, Lucio changes, let's get into the heroes.
Just a quick thing. They dropped all of Batiste's cosmetics today.
They did. Exciting.
He has a spray that is a Dragon Ball Z reference to the
Thank
it's
God.
over 9,000.
Of course.
Fantastic.
So wait. Does that mean that Baptiste is a weeb?
I've been saying forever that we need a weeb healer. I thought we got that in Moira. Because Moira...
She does run like Naruto. Yeah, of course. No, I think we have a new weeb healer. It's Baptiste.
I mean, I'm glad, because he's a really cool character.
Right. I'm excited.
I think he's a high-skill DPS character as well. I think we'll see a lot more people want to play him. I'm excited.
Me too. I'm also excited for these character changes.
There's a whole lot of them.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Like I said, biggest loser I think is Lucio. We'll get to that in a bit. First character up is Ana. Her nano boost got dropped from 300 additional healing to 250.
Now, I didn't understand that because I thought that it just full healed, No. But I think they kind of put that 300 there to say instead of full healing a character, it's going to just do 250 now.
Well, it's like we don't want Ryan to just be unkillable with a nano boost. We want it to be a bit better. This is obviously a GOAT nerf.
Right. They're trying to make nano boost a little more skilled again because it was a skilled ult before they changed it to the auto heal, and then it just became a throw it out to keep somebody alive ult.
Yeah, it devolved into throw this on Ryan when he's about to die to turn him into a German engineering machine of death and destruction.
And then swing the fight around. Yeah.
This makes him a little worse in that regard. I would say it's not a huge nerf to Ana, more so it is to Reinhardt.
Right.
But they can't directly say Reinhardt's being nerfed.
Right. Doomfist. Getting.
We're at the point now where we'll see a bunch of DPS buffs.
Here we go. We're getting into the DPS part.
Cooldowns have been reduced from 7 seconds to 6.
Both of them, Rising Uppercut and Slam.
So you can combo quicker.
It's just going to make him more fluid again. I think Brandito is excited and actually might come back to Overwatch for a little bit. I might be completely wrong on that, but
Doomfist is better.
Doomfist will just be better now, so
that'll make Effect happy because Effect has been playing some Doomfist.
Nice. Hanzo, just a little one. This one doesn't really affect him. Oh wait, no, this is a I don't know, it's a little bit of a buff.
His Sonic Arrow has gone up from 7 to 9 meters in detection radius.
Yeah, just a quick little one.
That is huge because there's going to be a lot more scouting involved, a lot more DPS. You want to be able to figure out more things. Hanzo is going to get better because of this. He can pick people off better.
Right.
And I think Sombra's still going to see a lot of play because Baptiste is going to be easily the best healer in the game.
Yeah.
Sombra's only been good, really, when high tank characters have been played. Because she counters those. Not as much on DPS. But because of how good Baptiste is going to be, I think we're still going to see a lot of Sombra usage.
Yeah, me too.
So
which I'm very glad about.
This is kind of a little nerf to her. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. She has been a little... If you play a good Sombra into most matches, she kind of dominates, and she's unkillable. So, she needs a little bit of a nerf.
I had a big conversation with my friend the other day about Sombra. And he was saying how Sombra is going to be even more of an insta-law because of this. I disagreed with him. I think she'll be about the same. And this is solely because Sombra's seen all this play because it's a tank-heavy meta.
Right.
Like, you would think, like, Sombra can cancel every ability in the game, basically. You would think she'd be played more. But, like, and a lot of these skill-based low DPS, because she counters squishies hard.
Oh,
His logic was... I really hope he's not going to listen to this because I'm going to shit on his logic. But it was that you can easily counter squishies. But my thought was that we've had a lot of heavy squishy metas. Like, we've had the double sniper meta. We've had Mercy, Widowmaker meta. A ton of that. And you didn't see Sombra being played.
So what changed? Was the Sombra change, or what changed was Sombra getting the permanent invis? Yeah, and the permanent translocator. Was that what made her good finally against these tanks?
It made her better, but she was seeing a lot of play. Well, she saw a lot of play beforehand during dive as a defensive character.
Right.
She's better now, but she still wasn't being played against a lot of those DPS comps.
Oh,
like for how good she is at countering squishy, she's even better against tanks because she hurts. Because when tanks get their cooldowns destroyed, it's a lot more impactful than if a DPS's cooldowns are gone.
Right. I adore playing Sombra into attack on anything now. It's so much fun.
It's great. Next we have Junkrat's grenade launcher impact damage originally increased from 40 to 60, but they dropped it down to 50. So his damage is going up from 40 to 50 now, and they increase his cooldown for his Riptire by 10%.
And I think they needed to do that because he's going to be doing more damage overall, so he's going to be building up his ult quicker. And if they didn't decrease that, then there'd be Riptires every team fight.
Yeah. Originally, his only change was frag launcher impact damage increased from 40 to 60.
That would have been too disgusting.
They dropped a PTR patch today where they dropped it from 60 to 50 and increased Riptire to by 10%. Yeah. And their comment was, since the recent increase of frag launcher's damage output, Junkrat has been building his ultimate way too quickly.
Of course.
We're increasing the cost of his ult to balance this change with his increased damage dealing.
Right. Okay.
I think it's good because I think Junkrat will see more play now because bunker comp is back.
So you got to break through it. So you got to
break through it somehow.
You got to damage boost the Junkrat. Fine by me. I'll play Junkrat again.
Nice. It's also nice because it's going to hurt tanks a lot more than he already did. And especially with more squishies, they're already harder to hit because they have generally smaller hitboxes. And is a grenade, so it's hard to hit anyway. So this just makes it nice to be able to frag some people better.
All right. Lucio.
The biggest loser is Lucio.
No.
This is the big nerf to goats, I think.
Yeah.
From this patch. His speed song ability, the effect lowered from 30% speed boost to 20%. So now,
how many times has this ability been nerfed on Lucio?
I thought it's always been. I don't think Lucio's been in it that much. I thought he got his wall ride changes, but I think his speed boost has been fine.
His speed boost used to get changed so much. Like there was before they changed him to having his small aura, he was in every patch, basically.
Okay, because I started playing summer of 2017, so I started about a year after the game was dropped. My first event was Anniversary, ironically enough.
Yeah, he got nerfed every patch for the longest time. It was awful.
His amp it up effect. His amp it up on his speed song reduced from 70 to 50%. Meaning the extra speed boost you throw in there right before you're engaging with goats is now a lot slower.
Gone. Yep.
His wall ride passive movement speed has increased, and his sonic amplifier now counts towards offensive assists.
I heard that the wall ride from Lucio players, like the Lucio players, I heard that wall riding difference actually doesn't make much of a difference.
I heard they hated it. It made him a lot worse. But they changed something on the PTR today. They fixed a bug where his wall ride speed was lower than expected.
Yeah, and that's I think people were talking about because.
So he's going to be harder to hit, but he's not going to be as impactful for the team.
Right.
Because the speed boost was the best part about his kit.
Yeah. Poor Lucio.
Rip. I think he's the biggest loser.
Biggest loser. McCree comes out with a buff.
Lucio is my third highest playtime character.
Really?
And just from the past few weeks I've been playing, I'm like, I'm not a good Lucio.
Wow.
And I have a reason not to play him, so I'm happy about that. But
McCree got a buff.
I still want to talk about Lucio for a second.
Oh, really? Okay, go ahead.
I saw those initial nerfs, and I thought nothing of it.
Yeah.
It was a couple days ago that I realized, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
You want to know what this impacts?
What?
Lucio Ball.
No!
Lucio Ball is going to be even more unplayable than it already is.
Oh, my God. Rip Lucio Ball. Just play Rocket League, forehead.
When I played Lucio Ball the first time was summer 2017 for that the second ever Summer Games event, when they already did a bunch of changes to the game that made it kind of fun for a bit. But then it got stale kind of fast, and then they didn't change anything for the third Summer Games.
Of course they didn't.
Awful. Yeah, and now it's even worse.
Yay! Summer Games. Oh, man.
nobody was really excited for Summer Games last year when they said nothing was going to be changed to Lucio Ball.
Right.
Or any new game mode.
Well, at this point, they kind of do.
I'm not excited for Summer Games whatsoever.
No, neither am I. I'm honestly, I don't look forward to the events nearly as much as I used to anymore.
I like Archives.
Archives is fun because I like story stuff, and that's hopefully the next event.
We're gonna get a dope ass Talon mission this time.
Yeah.
We got Blackwatch last time. We had the Overwatch one first one. This one's gonna be a Talon mission with Baptiste, with Widowmaker, with Doomfist, with Reaper, or not Reaper or Sombra, whichever one's with Talon.
I hope they bring out Talon McCree again. I like Talon McCree.
McCree wasn't in Talon. That was Blackwatch.
Yeah, he was. Oh, that was Blackwatch. That's right.
So we're gonna get a sweet Talon event with Baptiste, Widowmaker, Reaper, and like Sombra or Doomfist.
Nice.
One of the two.
Bad guys.
That'll be cool. There were hints actually about it the other day. About what it could be.
It looked interesting.
It was about the map. I think it was something with Baptiste or on Paris in particular that referenced like Cuba or something. Or
Cuba.
Something in South America of where the event could be. Or I don't know if it was South America, but something subtle referencing an Archives mission that I'm excited about. McCree.
I am always excited for Archive stuff. Story stuff, I mean. But yeah, McCree. Fan the Hammer has been reduced from 55 to 50, which is fine because he was doing a shit ton of damage with his Fan the Hammer.
It's fine. It's good. It shouldn't have been that high to begin with, so I'm okay with it.
Deadeye is a shield breaker now, going into a barrier meta, stronghold meta, or whatever we call it.
Increased from 275 to 550 after locking on for 2.5 seconds.
So that takes out shields.
Changed it. That was on his ult. They changed it because his bonus damage ramp was originally from 1.34 to 2.5.
Yeah.
So they actually brought it down to 1.5 seconds. They really want tanks to be bad.
They really want tanks to be bad. They're trying to get rid of tanks, which I get it. They're trying to overcompensate and like go back the other way because people are so sick of tanks, but it's fine.
The one questionable thing, it's not actually on here, but this is a noticeable thing that happened, is that McCree's Deadeye now charges through shields.
Good.
Like, you can have a Reinhardt shield up, and he still charges his high noon onto people's heads.
Good. You can break through, and then if you break down shield,
out, they can die immediately because of this.
Oh, that's good.
From a logic perspective, I don't think it makes much sense. But from a balance perspective, I really like it.
Me too.
Because it was arguably the worst ult in the game before.
It sure was.
And now they made it at least more usable.
Right. I mean, even Widow ult was more impactful.
If you get if you can break the Reinhardt shield quicker, everybody will just die immediately. I like this change. Who knows if McCree will be actually decent.
I hope he does.
DPS as a whole will be better. This will just make him a lot nicer.
Right. All right. Mei, her primary fire, just her beam, is going up from 2.25 damage to 2.75. So about from 45 DPS to 55 DPS, which is going to piss off bad players a lot. But good players that shouldn't matter too much. And as a trade-off,
some kind of counter to the rampant DPS we're going to be seeing a lot more of. So
right.
It's okay with me. And then her ice wall health has been reduced from 500 to 400, which
basically
it's a good trade-off.
Basically means that people know now that they can instantly shred
ice
walls. So you're going to see a lot more focusing to push through ice walls instead of just running around them or anything, which is good.
Yes. And then her ice block is now transparent if players' cameras want to clip through them, which is just nice in general.
That's just a quality of life. Moira got a little bit of a buff. Yay!
I'm so happy about
Moira again.
Because I've been playing a lot of Moira, and I'm so excited to play more Moira.
Keep it up. Moira's fun.
Yeah. Her biotic grasp, her heal ability, her little P gun.
Yes.
Her heal over time duration increased from 3 to 4 seconds. So initially, she has this ability where when she does her little piss gun on her resource, it has a lingering healing effect. Now that's going to last 4 seconds as opposed to the 3 seconds it used to be.
So extra healing per second, basically.
Nicer. It still can make goats better.
It's still going to make goats better, and then just her total healing in general, on top of that extra duration, has been increased from 50 to 65. So she's going to be putting out insane amount of healing now.
That's the highest healing per second. It was originally tied with Mercy at 50 now, but now it's at 65.
Really?
I like these changes because I was watching one of Jane's videos yesterday.
Yeah.
It was one of his Moira things, and they were saying that what separates Moira from all the other support characters is that they actually have utility abilities. They have support-like abilities.
Right.
You have Lucio's speed boost, Mercy's damage boost, Ana's entire kit, Zenyatta's Discord Orb. Moira doesn't have an ability like that. She has healing and she has damage.
Right.
This makes her better at that.
Right. So she's going to be better at what she does best, healing and damage.
Yes.
DPS Moira, eat your heart out. It's heal Moira time.
I mean, it was heal Moira anyway. But
No. It's always DPS Moira.
Yeah. I like the change because they're very aware that you're going to be playing Baptiste the entire time anyway.
Right.
And they're making Moira a better option, at least.
It's like a consolidation or a consolation prize. Like, yay, you got the new best healer in the game. But Moira's a little better now. Orisa, her primary movement speed while she's shooting, has been reduced from 50 to 30. So she can now move faster when she shoots.
Yes. So like D.Va, Orisa has the thing where if she's firing her gun, her speed when she's firing goes down. She can't move as quickly.
And this change took D.Va from being mediocre to really good, actually. I played in that transitionary period. I played a lot of D.Va, and that old D.Va where she had the slow fire or slow movement rate compared to the new D.Va when they changed it to make her faster was so much fun. And I played a bunch of Orisa, so I'm really excited to see how it affects her now.
Yeah. Well, I love playing Orisa too. She's my best main tank by far.
Oh yeah, really?
I really like playing her.
Nice.
I have the Dallas Field Orisa because Orisa's a sitting duck most of the time.
She is.
She can get dived on easily. What this change does is that when she gets dived on, she actually can defend herself better. She can get out of the way easier.
Right.
It's not hugely meaningful to her, but it makes her better at getting the hell out of there.
Which, I mean, any kind of buff to her being able to, her mobility is good because she's obviously one of the least mobile characters.
Yes. She's going to be better. She'll arguably be one of the best main tanks now.
Hopefully.
If Bunker Comp is back, and I have reason to believe it will be, Orisa will be great. I'm excited.
Pharah is getting a little bit of a buff because she's a DPS, so that's exciting.
Her splash damage radius increased from 16.25 to 20. She was made a while ago. She was made more skill intensive. They completely reduced her splash damage to low and made higher impact damage. This gives her more splash damage, makes her more usable all around.
Yep, she will be able to break up tank compositions way easier.
A bit better. Nerf to goats, because now you can hurt goats.
Nerf to goats, right.
Hurts goats more.
Reaper got a little bit of a nerf, which is fine because his passive healing was way too crazy. Passive healing is reduced from 50 to 40%. So he's not going to be just walking up, pressing Q, and surviving a Dragon Strike, a Graviton, a Diva Bomb, and everything else in the game.
Like, he was, even with the 50%, he was unplayed in the high ranks. He was just awful to play against at lower SRs. And this change makes it... This is a change that's completely for lower SRs, directly at lower tier players. And it's nice that they're actually doing this. They're making the game more enjoyable at different SRs.
Now for my favorite change in the entire patch.
Your favorite change in the entire patch?
Soldier 76. Oh boy, I might know what yours is, but Soldier 76 is one of my favorite characters, and he is getting a damage increase from 19 to 20 per bullet, so he'll be able to kill... He'll be able to kill one shot sooner now. He's going to be able to shoot out of sprint quicker. Yeah, his time to shoot after sprinting has been reduced from 0.5 to 0.3 seconds, which is huge. He's going to be able to turn around and be able to actually deal with the tracer that's chasing after him. Well, a good soldier can do that. Like me, I'm the best soldier in the fucking console. I guarantee it.
That is
I'm really not. And then also, this is the biggest change for him, and I'm not kidding at all. His tactical visor can now kill rip tires and immortality fields, which is going to make him a pretty good, I wouldn't say counter to Baptiste, but it's going to be a good DPS option.
It keeps him in line. He's just become... I like how they're making all DPSs more viable. I hate it as a tank main, and we're going to see everybody pick DPS even more so on console, so it's going to be even more playable now. But I like it for the sake of the game, because now we're not going to just have goats.
Right.
Especially, like, Ellie, they're self-aware that Baptiste is going to be the best healer in the game. I appreciate that.
They know. That's why they're rolling out the biggest like hero patch that they've done in a long time. You know,
they want goats to be gone, and they know Baptiste is going to be good.
They get it. Kind of.
That rip tire change, people have been wanting for so long.
Right.
They finally have it now, and they have an immortality field as well. That's a good change. I love it.
Sombra gets a little bit of a buff. Hack
marginally better.
Yeah, so she's going to be a little better again. Whenever she hacks a health kit, her cooldown for hack is reduced. So basically, you're able to hack 2 health kits before the start of a fight. At the beginning of a round, you go hack 2 health kits, and then you go back to your team. Easy
I mean, because as an assassin character, she barely, like, especially more recently, hacking the health kits doesn't matter as much as it used to. Once you was seeing a lot of play on those assault maps on defense, hacking health kits was vital, especially for dive.
Right.
This makes it a little bit more viable.
I basically always now, on current Sombra, I just throw a translocator at a health kit. I never worry about hacking the health kit, just because I know that usually somebody's going to be, that health kit will be there usually, because I try to pick hidden ones, you know?
It's so slow. I didn't see this initially, this other part of Sombra, but it also says your hack will now highlight the target you hacked with a little sugar skull for half a second.
Nice!
This was something everybody's wanted, being able to tell which enemy has just been hacked.
All right.
Yeah, but people have been wanting this little indicator that your teammate or your enemy's been hacked for so long, and now they have it, and that's just a nice little quality of life change.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that quality of life thing. She needed that. Sim's
better now.
Sim's better.
She's not just a little cheese pick. To quickly gain an objective when you have no time left.
Right.
I like it.
She can actually fight and do more damage with her primary fire. Her primary fire has been increased. Well, the ramp speed of it.
Yeah.
So her DPS is going up because of this.
Yeah,
but
you can get from 0 to 60 way quicker now.
Right. And especially melting shields, you're going to be able to try and melt shields way faster.
Yes.
Torbjorn, his base health just went up for some reason. I guess because there's going to be way more DPS, so he needed some kind of buff.
This is a very interesting change for Torbjorn. I love this. It's not my favorite change on this patch. I want you to guess what my favorite change in this patch is after this list.
Okay.
We still have a few more heroes to talk about a lot. But I really think this is interesting for Torbjorn because he's more tanky. Because he originally had his 200 health. I don't know if he had armor on that or not.
He didn't, which I always thought was weird. Wait, he might have. He might have had 50 armor.
I have no idea. But now his base health has increased by 50 armor. So now his overall, his health bar total has 250 health, 50 of which is now new armor.
Right.
And to compensate, they changed his overload ability. From now, his armor gain is reduced from 150 to 100. So when he ults, when he pops his overload, his quick tank mode, he still has 350 health, a lot of armor.
Right.
But now he's better with when he's not using it, and it's worse now when he is using it.
Right. Which I like that trade-off better.
It's worse now when he's using it. It's now he's still the same when he's using it.
But I like that trade-off better. It makes him a little more impactful in the regular team fights. He's allowed to be a little more aggressive now.
It makes him, I think, better as a whole, and it makes his overload ability not just a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Right. For sure.
Widowmaker is next.
Widowmaker.
Inforesight, she's now slightly better. Her Inforesight, her ult, now reveals enemy health bars, which is great. You can now be able to pick off your priority targets. It's just a nice thing to have as a sniper, great for an ultimate. The flip side is, your Inforesight is now canceled when you die. So it no longer just lingers for the, 12 seconds or whatever it was.
I think this needed to be in the game from the beginning, honestly.
The Infrasight thing should have already been out in the game. It should have already been canceled on death.
I think that was a good change. The health bars thing, it's going to obviously matter to the pros and things like that. I think in lower levels, it's not going to matter because you just run around and shoot anyway. But yeah, being able to call out, hey, X character is at this exact health. You need to go get them right now.
Like for the individual Widow, like on lower SRs, doesn't matter particularly. But from like perspective of knowing that, hey, this enemy has low health, try and Hammond, go and find him, pick him off real quick before he gets his health kit.
Well, even that, every character gets to see.
Every character gets to see
the health bars. So you don't even need to scream Zen 1, Zen 1, Zen 1. You know,
more information for the team. It's not. It helps Widowmaker because she knows her priority targets more, and it helps the team out because now you have all these callouts. You can know who's at what health. You know who to focus down. You know who your wrecking ball needs to dominate real quick.
So now you have your Widow checking health bars, and then you have your Sombra checking alt charge to see if enemies have alts. You can know everything about the enemy.
I like it. Now, speaking of Wrecking Ball, Adaptive Shield now no longer canceled his ball mode.
I love this change.
This is my favorite change.
I knew it was.
This is my favorite change of the patch.
It's awesome.
Because I've been loving playing Wrecking Ball recently. Adaptive Shield was his clunkiest ability.
Yeah, it was so unsatisfying to use.
He's an aggressor that runs in, gets the enemy team's focus, and gets out.
Yeah.
The Adaptive Shield is so unintuitive before. Where like just rolling around doing your business, you want to, oh crap, the team getting me. Adaptive Shield takes you out of ball mode, and then you have to boost up the shield, and you still immediately get low down because you lose all your momentum.
Right.
And you have to get back into ball mode and try and get out of there.
So now you can just roll through. If you decide that you can't take that fight, you Adaptive Shield, and then you roll right the fuck out, and then you're done. You're good. You're fine.
I love it. It just makes him so much better. And it's a change that it's something that should have been in the game when it came out. But now that it's in, I absolutely love it.
Now we get to be excited for it. Now they get to treat it like, oh, here you go, fans. Look.
Yeah.
Now you get something nice.
Like Orisa, I think Orisa is going to be one of the best tanks in the game. Wrecking Ball, arguably the best main tank.
Might be the second best main tank. Yeah, I think so too.
Who knows? Goat still might be mad at it because Baptiste is amazing.
Right. But I just want to see more Wrecking Ball anyway.
I want to see more Wrecking Ball. I think it's so much better now. It's just a nice intuitive change. I absolutely love it.
Love it. All right. Zarya, she had a little bit of a double change. So originally, her particle cannon,
right-click grenade.
Yeah, the energy blast. Originally, that would have a radius of either 3 to 2 or 1 to 2, based on how much charge you had. So more charge, wider radius, right?
Yeah, low charge of 2 meters to 3 meters at high was reduced from 1 to 2.
Right. Now
that was the initial change because Zarya was bonkers good.
Yeah.
They changed it from the patch today, like with Junkrat. They switched it back so that now her alt fire, her grenade, is now 2 meters radius, regardless of energy level.
Which is that's how it should be because you need the consistency across these characters. There's few characters that have like really inconsistent numbers, you know, and they're designed to be an inconsistent number character, like Junkrat, you know, where he has his damage fall off. Yeah. But you come with the big high risk, you can kill somebody with a bomb. Zarya doesn't need to be that, you know.
Well, I mean, she's already inconsistent because her percentage high energy directly affects her damage. But I like this because now it just makes her. It's still an overall nerf for her, but I'm happy about it.
Me too.
And then the last change is Zenyatta. Now his Orb of Discord effect. The effect is now reduced from 30% to 25% extra damage done on the enemy.
Right.
This means that it's going to be harder to just Discord on an enemy and focus fire them down.
Right.
Which is good because that hurts goats.
Basically what it did was Zenyatta himself will still be putting out about the same amount of damage, but everyone else won't be doing the massive damage anymore.
The other half of his change is that his Orb of Destruction, his primary fire, that increases now changed from 46 to 48 damage per second.
So
Jonak had a huge smile on his face when he sees this.
Oh yeah, of course, because he does all his damage anyway. He's the DPS, so it doesn't matter for him. He's the one doing all the damage anyway.
Goats is worse as a whole because of this.
Jonak is better.
Jonak is better because even though now you can't just discord the Ryan and mow him down as easily, you can win team fights more as
right.
Or 1v1's better as Zen.
So that's all the PTR changes, and it's gonna be exciting.
PTR changes.
We have gone overboard with how much we've talked about, but yeah, it's gonna be probably the best patch that they put in this game.
It's one of the most meaningful. It's completely game changing.
This is the one that they needed to put out, and it needed to be dramatic. This is basically them releasing 2 heroes, I would say. This is them releasing a hero and saying we're changing. This is having the same impact as if they released 2 heroes at the same time, for sure.
Yeah, biggest loser is Lucio.
For sure.
Lucio
My biggest winner is Soldier.
By throwing them in quicker, Lucio was impactful by making your team get into the fight quick and making them survive slightly. But he was great at engaging, great at making Goat's speed actually work, and now it's worse at doing that.
Right.
And honestly, if Goats falls out of the meta, it's going to be because Lucio isn't as good anymore. Not at all.
Right. My winner of this patch was, of course, Soldier. I'm super excited to play new Soldier. I think he's going to feel super great.
I love that Soldier got his damage back because 19 a shot just feels so weird.
It does.
It just
I don't like odd numbers.
But now to 20, and it looks nicer. It's back to how it originally was.
And then your biggest winner, Wrecking Ball.
I honestly don't have as much of a biggest winner as I do a biggest loser in Lucio.
Right.
If I were to pick a biggest winner, it's just the DPS slot as a whole. I think they're back.
Yeah, for sure.
Play DPS again.
All right, but yeah, big PTR.
You don't have to just play Zarya.
Yeah. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of new heroes and a lot of new metas coming up.
Unless you're the Chengdu Hunters.
Unless you're the Chengdu Hunters.
Aiming has an even bigger reason to just solely play Wrecking Ball.
Right.
I saw that. I'm like, I absolutely love this, but now I'm going to hate watching Chengdu even more now.
All right. For next week, do we have any games that are standout for next week?
A couple. But I just want to quickly switch back.
Yeah.
How do we think this will affect Goats?
So I am under the impression that this is going to bring down the popularity of Goats. I think it will change it so that we're going to get, hopefully, some more Bastion comps, as weird as that is to say. Hopefully some more Soldier comps. I want to see AKM back on Soldier desperately. Yeah. I want to see Taimu back on Widow. I want to see
make sure Taimu is alive.
Right.
we found out last week. Our episode is titled, "Is Taimu actually alive?" or something like that.
He posted something like the day that we posted that episode.
And I was like, whew. I thought he was dead for a second. He is still alive.
But yeah, I'm hoping to see some new comps. But
yes,
we'll see.
I honestly think Goats is still going to be played.
I think that Baptiste is going to be the enabler for that, if that is the case.
Out of all the changes, Baptiste just makes it better.
Right. He can just pump healing into the death ball that is your Goats, and
he has high burst healing. Dies. He has high burst healing. He has high AoE. He has an AoE healing ability, and he has an ability that just cancels out the big clusterfuck of ultimates that always happens in Goats anyway.
My only saving grace to that would be that maybe he also breaks that up. In that the attacking Baptiste puts down his, what's it called, field?
Immortality field.
No, the other one, his alt.
Amplification matrix.
Amplification matrix, and then you break up whatever comp that is defending you. That's what I hope. We'll see how it goes, but
the only saving grace for me, with this, Baptiste makes Goats better.
Yeah.
But he just enables all the other comps to be way better than he enables Goats.
Right.
But the question is, are all these comps that Baptiste enables more than Goats, are they going to be better than Goats?
Right.
And I don't know about that.
Tune in next week.
Put a Bastion in
next time on
behind the amplification matrix and just mow down literally everything.
Yeah, because he breaks shield and then headshot right away.
Like 2-2-2 bunker, I think is going to be a legitimate meta. You're going to see that on. You're not going to see Goat, I think, on any payload map. You're going to see 2-2-2 bunker, Orisa, maybe D.Va. I think it's going to be D.Va. So that way she can actually. I think it's D.Va because defense matrix will actually eat up enemy bullets, and bullets are going to be great.
Right. Enemy bullets are about to get way better.
Just Orisa, D.Va, Bastion, Widowmaker, Mercy, Baptiste, I think is going to be.
I think that's a solid comp. Absolutely.
That's going to be the bunker comp, I think.
Right.
But I think Goats is probably still going to be played a lot.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't think as much as it'll be seen now, but I wouldn't be surprised as if it doesn't change really anything, and Goats is still by far the best comp. Because what
does that sever hope
now instead of Zenyatta? I think Jonak's going to be a Baptiste main.
Oh, I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that.
He takes over a Zenyatta role, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, yeah, Orb of Discord is worse, but now you have an ability that just says, fuck you.
Right.
First heal your team, you can damage your team. The enemy team, you can set up more damage on the enemy team and heal more. Like,
yeah. He does everything.
I don't know. I hope Goat isn't played more. Because, like, this entire patch, the winner of the patch is every DPS player. Because DPS is better as a whole, and hopefully with all the changes, there'll be something meaningful to counter Goats. Yeah. Let's actually look for a second. What from this huge patch is meaningful in beating Goats?
Definitely the Doomfist change.
Doomfist change, Democrat change.
Hold on, let me pull them up again. Yeah. The Ana nerf. Lucio nerf. I don't think the McCree change, the Deadeye change, is going to be what does it, but the Soldier might help.
I don't think Soldier's going to help whatsoever.
You don't think so?
No, because it gets one additional DPS.
Yeah.
And the sprint is marginally better, but I don't think that's going to be meaningful.
The Zenyatta nerf is going to affect it.
Yeah. What from the DPS side do we think is going to meaningfully impact it? I think it's Doomfist, Junkrat,
Pharah
are the only thing that meaningfully helps it.
I think so, but that might be enough. We never know. Let's tune in next week to find out. Next time on Survivor.
Tune in a month when Stage 2 drops and maybe Baptiste and all these changes are actually in play.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I think that it's going to be the biggest change, and it's going to be what this game needs to survive right now.
Yeah. Learn to play Bastion now. That's what I'm saying.
Learn to play Bastion. Easy.
Learn to play Baptiste because Baptiste is going to be in every single game.
Yep. All right. But for next week, standout games, what do you have?
I love all of Friday's matchups.
Friday's going to be the best day this week. Easily.
Here was Vancouver. Paris is still a really good team versus, honestly, the fan favorite team at this point, the Vancouver Titans. You get to see
Vancouver's going to win.
Siomansu, Slime. I have to give it to Vancouver as well. They've been looking amazing.
Me too.
New York Excelsior, San Francisco Shock. Obviously, New York's going to win, but Shock is also a really good team.
It's going to be a good fight.
Oh, it's going to be a great fight.
I think New York will win.
San Francisco Shock can be a very aggressive team, and New York's fairly defensive. So we'll see how this actually goes.
It'll be a good matchup for sure.
And then we have Dallas Shanghai for the second week in a row for some reason.
For some reason, and this is the one that I'm most nervous about. I think we're going to lose it.
Yeah,
I think we're going to lose it. Which sucks.
Other matchups
whatever.
That are not Friday that I'm excited for. Toronto Defiant, Chengdu Hunters on Thursday.
Yep.
Hangzhou Spark, Toronto Defiant on Saturday.
That'll be a good one.
Another Toronto game. I'm going to like London Spitfire, Shanghai Dragons on Sunday. Actually, and here is San Francisco Shock. That's also a good slate of games.
The only one I'm going to add to that is Atlanta versus Gladiators. I'm excited for that one.
I thought about that because I will enjoy seeing Atlanta play, but I think the Gladiators are bad now.
Well, yeah, I think that Atlanta's going to roll over them, but I'm excited for that matchup.
Yeah, they rolled over Paris, and Paris is a good team.
Right. So that will probably be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I have to temper my expectations on the Gladiators.
Yeah.
They could win against the Charge, but I think I'd still take the Charge over them.
On what day?
On Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would probably take charge right now, but maybe not.
I kind of want to implement a new, instead of game of the week, we have Slaughterfest of the week.
Oh, God. Yeah, next week we'll have a slaughter of the week.
I want to have a slaughter of the week this week.
What was it?
I think it's going to be Saturday's Seoul Dynasty versus Washington Justice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be disgusting.
Washington has some players and they can look good at times, but Seoul Dynasty is still a team not to be messed with.
Yeah, they can't be consistent with the Washington. They can't stay consistent. They look decent at times, but they just fall apart.
Washington's going to drop to 0-5 this week.
Oh, no. Okay, so who do you think, kind of closing thoughts, who do you think is going to be the person to take the first win off of New York Excel?
First team to take a game off New York Excel.
Yeah. With their next games being against Shock, and let's see, their last game this stage is against Shock, and then their next game in stage 2 is Philly.
Well, they're obviously going to be They're obviously going to be playing probably all 3 games in stage 1 playoffs. They're probably going to take stage 1 playoffs easily.
Right. Regular season.
As long as this patch stays in, I think it's the Vancouver Titans.
Let me see when they fight, because I don't know when they fight. I'm trying to check.
I don't think they're in the same conference.
So are they never going to fight? They should be fighting at some point, though.
No, actually, they're Pacific. So they're going to have 1 game against Excelsior.
I'm trying to find it right now. I'm looking everywhere.
Because I think, as long as it's GOATs, I think Vancouver can easily take them. Because Bumper is the best Reinhardt right now in the game.
Yeah.
Mono's good, but this team revolves around Bumper as Reinhardt. They're going to dominate with that. Seo Mansu's one of the best Zaryas in the league.
Oh, for sure.
And frankly, the player of their game last week against Los Angeles Valiant was Slime on the Lucio.
Yeah.
Slime looked amazing. Slime was always flashing for me in their past 3 games beforehand. But Slime really showed them the third one. He's one of the best Lucios in the game at that point.
Very nice. Wow. Okay. The Vancouver Titans versus New York Excel game is not until Sunday, August 25th, week 5 of stage 4.
Literally the last week of the playoffs.
The last day of the regular season is the only game between New York Excel and Vancouver Titans.
That is a tragedy.
That's insane.
That would be the best matchup in Overwatch if they played this week.
Oh, man. I wish that was happening sooner.
That is a tragedy. I really hope things change by then, because that's also Los Angeles Valiant's home game.
Yeah.
That's their big homestand. And they better be good by then, because then it'll just be embarrassing.
Oh, that'll be embarrassing.
As Winston says, how embarrassing.
But spammed 50 times over as he's jumping off the map.
Or my favorite one, did somebody say peanut butter?
See, my personal favorite is, oh yeah!
Oh yeah! I'm very upset because I used to be able to do a spot on Winston impression. And it's sort of deteriorated since then. And I'm very upset about that. My Doomfist voice is pretty good as well, though.
Really?
Yes.
Just say Doomfist here.
I don't want to do it here because, obviously, if you couldn't tell by my everything, I am a straight white man, and I should not be doing an impersonation of a Nigerian man.
Yeah, but you can do a gorilla, because that's just, yeah, that's fine.
It's okay, he's not from any country, he's from the moon.
He's from the moon, yeah, it doesn't count.
He's not a gorilla, he's a scientist.
He's a scientist, absolutely.
Well, first of all, I mentioned last week how upset I was that because there's a lot of Pokemon anticipation, there was a lot of
oh my goodness
anticipation. And immediately after Baptiste, big announcement, Baptiste is a hero. And then literally the next day, Tuesday, we got an announcement that there is a Pokemon Direct that very next day for 7 minutes. I got up early to watch that because that was at 9 a.m. Cleveland time.
Yeah.
And we got brand new Gen 8 Pokemon Sword and Shield in the Galar region.
Oh my goodness. And it looks nice.
Based on the United Kingdom.
Fantastic.
I'm really happy about it because the Pokemon Reddit has just allowed like meme posts, I think,
Oh, of course.
or something of the like, and there have been so many just Cockney Scottish joke comics about the female protagonist.
Oh, I can't wait.
So many just hilarious accents. The starters, I don't really like the grass starter that much. Grookey. I'm a fan of the water one, Sobble. He's a little shook-looking chameleon. And they got the fire score bunny. I think I'm leaning towards the fire starter this time.
I always go with fire starters, so I'm just kind of locked into Score Bunny.
This will be the first time I think I'll ever go with fire starter.
Really?
Because I was Bulbasaur Gen 1, Water, Totodile, Mudkip, Piplup Gens 2 through 4. And then from Gen 5 on, I was Grass again.
Wow.
Ivy, Chespin, and then Rowlet.
I have picked fire for every game, I think, except for X and Y. Yeah. I think that's the only game I picked water in. Wow.
I was leaning Sobble because he's really cute. I'll have to look at final forms, but I've been really just liking Scorbunny's design. I think I'm gonna go with him now.
Did they show any of the legendaries or anything?
No, but it leads me to believe that it's going to be some form of steel type wolf because it's like sword and shield. On the logos, the sword and the shield both have a little wolf head on it.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
So it leads me to believe it's going to be something about that. But no, I'm excited for it. What's annoying me is that on the Reddit, I love Reddit because it's a great site, great community, ton of good conversations.
Sure is.
But the Pokemon Reddit has been doing something interesting, where the past, like all of last week, up until this week, they've been posting every day or so. They've been doing they had a pinned discussion for the Pokemon Sword and Shield Mega Thread.
Right.
We've had 5 of them so far. Their logic is that new comments always get buried behind the top-rated ones, which is fair.
Of course.
But we've literally only had that 7-minute announcement video, so there's literally no news within a week. And we've had 5 huge Mega Thread discussions. I'm like...
Are they basically pointless at this point? Just running over the same stuff?
Yeah, it's like they have the pinned information on, like, what we know. And it's been the same for every single fucking Mega Thread. It's like, yeah, we know the same thing because it's only been a 7-minute video and that's it.
You're just in Pokemon news purgatory for the next like month and a half, probably.
Yeah, you like got me thirsty, and I just want some more. I want to consume that content.
Do we have a release date or a release window at least?
The release date is going to be November 15th, 2019.
Oh boy!
I say this entirely. This is not confirmed.
Oh. You're just guessing.
I'm not guessing. I'm logically guessing.
Oh, okay.
Because the past few games have always been released in November.
Yeah.
And always middle November. Somebody posted on the Reddit just today.
Yeah.
Saying, I think we already know the release date. Pokemon Sun and Moon, November 18th, 2016. Ultra Sun and Moon, November 17th, 2017. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, November 16th, 2018. The Sword and Shield, November 15th, 2019. Sure enough, that's a Friday as well.
Oh my god. So, in the wise words of Vicky Valancourt, it ain't no guess. That's what it's gonna be.
I had to think about that for a second.
That was a Waterboy reference.
Deep cut Waterboy reference. November 15th, lock it up.
Lock it up.
Big prediction.
Post it on Twitter. Tag it to your Twitter.
Tag it to my Twitter.
Make some wild claim like I did. Like I said that if Jet Jaguar is in the new Godzilla movie, then I will buy and 100% complete the god awful PS4 Godzilla fighting game.
Oh man.
And I will. I absolutely will.
My dad works at Nintendo, and he said that it's going to be released on this day.
Listen here, you little shit. I'll have you know.
Don't swear at me, and you have to let me win, or else my dad will ban you.
Oh man. Yeah. So I'm glad that I should probably actually play through the rest of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I got it for free.
You have 8 months until the new game comes out.
Right. Yeah, I should probably play that. I'm gonna play that tonight, I think.
Hell yeah. Pokemon X past few days.
Nice. I was I'm not able to bring my DS out because I didn't have enough room for 3 gaming devices to bring out to college with me. But
bring a DS with you.
I would. I don't have enough time to be going between 3 game systems.
See, it's not about having time between 3 game systems. It's just what you're feeling like playing.
Right. That's true.
Like you say, you couldn't bring a DS. I'm like, DS is like 6 inches big.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? It's not a space issue, clearly.
I had my Majora's Mask DS that I always adore. I left it home in the box because I'm never selling that thing. It survived the purging of my game collection, of course.
Of course.
Surprisingly, my PS Vita also survived the purging of my game collection. I don't know how that made it through, honestly.
I don't know what's more shocking, the fact that you said you couldn't bring your DS with you to Portland, or that you own a PlayStation Vita.
I own a PlayStation Vita with 1 game on it. It has 1 game, Persona 4 Golden, which is a great game.
Yeah.
It's very fun. I basically bought it for playing that game.
You are the 3rd person I know that owns a Vita.
There you go.
My brother owns a Vita. Some random guy on Reddit said they own a Vita, and I'm like, I didn't know anybody else owned a Vita. And now you own a Vita.
There we go.
I wonder why it didn't sell well.
I wonder why. I also owned a Wii U. That one's a little more wider sold.
We have a Wii U. We got it way after the fact, but
yeah, like everyone else did. They got it way after it came out.
I appreciate that Nintendo's at least porting over all the good Wii U games onto the Switch.
Right.
Because the Wii U actually had a pretty good game library.
It had good games just as long as you didn't do the stupid gimmick with it.
It was a clunky system with the gamepad. But
I hate their gimmicks.
I mean, they had, like what we said earlier, how the worst part about every Nintendo console is the gimmick.
Yeah.
But like Mario Maker was great on Wii U.
Oh my god, it was awesome. That's the only game I actually played towards the end of having a Switch. I played, not Switch, a Wii U. I played the Wind Waker remaster, and I played that. That's it.
Because like it was so intuitive to do Super Mario Maker on that.
Yeah.
I think it was Donkey. He did a video. It might have been one of his Game of the Year videos, or might have just been his Mario Maker video, where it's like, yeah, when the Wii U was released, we're like, what the fuck is this gamepad?
Yeah.
And then Mario Maker comes out and it's like, oh,
that makes sense. That's what it's for.
Yeah, like it just makes it so much better.
And now
Who
we're
would have
getting
thought the best game on
a second one too.
Yeah. The best game on Wii U is Breath of the Wild, though.
Oh my god, it is. I forgot that was the last released game for the Wii U. It was the first game for the Switch and the last game for the Wii U.
You want to know what's exciting, though? I was at Walmart or Target the other day. You want to know what game I saw?
Which one?
Like on the shelf? I saw Just Dance 2019
for the
Nintendo Wii.
What?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I'm thinking for the type of gamers that would be interested in maintaining a Just Dance game collection, probably have an updated.
Yeah,
upgraded.
Probably.
Just so.
Oh god.
I had to double check. Like, wait, does this seriously say for the Wii and 2019?
2019 and Wii just do not make sense.
Yeah.
All right. Any closing thoughts?
Well, I wanted you to talk or complain about No Man's Sky this week.
I think we're gonna have to save that for next week.
Hours. We can talk. You can complain about that next week.
For sure. We had a lot to go over this week, so I think next week when we just have games to go over, we'll have a little more time to talk about extra stuff.
We had so much stuff to talk about this week.
All right.
There were a ton of changes. I have some other talking points in the document that we should talk about later.
Yes. But for some other time. All right. Well, thank you for tuning into the Full Tank Podcast.
Episode 3. Look at that.
Episode 3. Never let it be said that we're not consistent.
If we continue it next week, well, that'll be a month's worth of episodes. Look at that.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh man. Any closing thoughts?
So, I started saying buy more loot boxes to close the show.
That's what I was waiting for.
To end the show. But the other day, there was an article that came out that Overwatch's loot box sales have been decreasing dramatically.
Really?
Over 2018. And so that just reinforces the fact that you gotta buy more loot boxes.
You gotta buy more loot boxes. How is Blizzard gonna keep their Scrooge McDuckian style bank filled with gold coins, and if you're not buying the loot boxes?
Mr. Activision Blizzard CEO himself needs to be able to swim in a pool of money.
Of your hard-earned loot box money.
Yeah, so you gotta buy more loot boxes.
Get those
because he wants a full-blown swimming pool of it.
Yeah,
and
get those digital cosmetics, people.
He'll only have a little kiddie pool to swim in.
All right, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you so much.
Goodbye.
I'll talk to you later, Connor.
Later.